All right, still looking at the similarity and percent application test. We've got a scale for a map. Oh, I see the word scale. When I see the word scale, it reminds me of this paper here, which means I know I'm going to be given a ratio to use for the problem. A scale for a map states that 2 inches equals 25 miles. That's the same thing as my ratio of 2 inches and miles here. 2 inches, 25 miles. See how I've used words? And I've filled in what I know. If the distance from Dallas to Houston, who cares, on the map is 19.2 inches, what's the actual distance in miles? Miles is what I'm solving for, which means miles is my unknown. And 19.2 is my number of inches. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to round this. It might backfire, but I'm going to change this to 20. Why are you doing that, Miss Ortega? Well, because I don't want to do all the work. And I'm going to see if my idea of being able to estimate really works out. Let's see. Okay, if I'm going from here to here, ooh, this is going to work, I think. 2 times what gives me 20? Times 10. So then down here, guess what I'm doing? Times 10. I know that multiplying by 10 simply means that I'm moving my decimal to the right one place, and that gives me 250. Now look at your answer choices. 480 is too giant, 384 is too giant, 153.6. Now that might freak you out because of the way that you changed it, so if you wanted to solve again, you could, but I kind of think my real answer is going to be 240. Let me tell you why. I rounded 19 up to 20, which means my answer, that 250, is too high of an answer. This is just a little bit under that. So I'm going to be pretty confident I'm going to say D is my answer. Did I have to actually solve? No, I estimated. Okay, use that to your benefit. Number 12, what is 25% of 18? Okay, that is easy. What is 25%? So some of you that are having difficulties figuring out like what I do and a percent bar, start with your basics. Okay, now what is 25%? I don't know. What is 25%? Well, I know it's here, but I don't know what it is. That's why I have an X over here. And also that word of helps me to know that this is my total or the 100%. Okay, I can go like this. I can do times 4 this way, but I need to go over here. So then I'm moving to the left. 100 divided by 4 gives me 25. So 18 divided by 4. 5 is 20, so 4 times. Now look at my answer choices. 4.5, 9, 73.8, or 45. Now let's think about this. If 18 is my total, could a little portion of that be the 45? Absolutely not. Could it be 73.8? No way. These really are the only two that could have been, but where does 18 fall? I'm sorry, where does 9? The answer of 9 would be right here at 50%. That would be 9, so that's not right. And notice, I didn't even finish solving this question. Okay, if I had finished solving, I would have done subtraction. That would be 2. You'd add a 0 and a decimal, and that's where you got the 0.5. All right, number 13. I'm not sure why we missed this, but we did. It says, which of the following statements are true of all similar figures? Well, it says corresponding sides are congruent. Congruent means exactly the same. Even if you look back at all the other similar figure questions, these are similar figures. Are they exactly the same lengths? Absolutely not. Here, similar figures. Here, similar figures. Here, similar figures. None of my similar figures have corresponding sides that are exactly the same length. So 1 is not okay. And it says they have to be true. So any answers with the 1 in it are off. Oh my gosh. Y'all. Okay, this is making me sad because I know this was a very much missed question. But look, if you could figure out one of these 3, knowing that the sides are not exactly the same eliminates all but one answer. This is a reading question. I'm going to continue just because corresponding angles are congruent. We know that because when we line up, we've talked about these are exactly the same measure. These are exactly the same measure, and these are exactly the same measure. So that is a true statement. And then it says corresponding sides are proportional. That is a true statement. Why? Because we've been building proportions anytime we have a similar figure. And that's the only way that we can solve if they really are similar. So answer 2 and 3, which is letter D, is the only true answer. Man, we had like, I want to say 40% get that one right. Makes me want to barf. And for the bonus, it says trapezoid MNOP is similar to trapezoid RSTU as shown. It says, what's the perimeter? Perimeter. Rim means outside edge, and that means if I were walking around. All right, well, here's one thing. I know that I can't just find perimeter by looking at these shapes because I need all the numbers. And here I don't have the numbers that I need. I hope you can see this pencil when you guys are watching these videos. Anyway, I'm stacking M, N, O, P, and R, S, T, U. M and N, R, S, T. I mean R and S. M and N. I'm going to do a bold line there. Matches with R and S. R, S. R, S is right there. O and P. And T and U. See, O and P right here. And T and U right here. And then honestly, you don't even have to kind of bother about looking at these other two because it's a short side and a long side. A short side and a long side. So clearly the short side belongs to the short side. And the long side corresponds with the long. So short, and then long and long. Okay, multi-step question because you have to solve for a missing side length. Now, which one will I not waste my time. Which one will I spend my time solving for? This x or this x? What is the perimeter of trapezoid MNOP? I don't want to have to solve for this one because I don't need it. I do have to solve for that one because that's what I'm looking for the perimeter for. So we're going to use the x, so I have to use yellow because that's what I'm solving for. And I'm going to use, oh look, if I use pink, I don't have enough info because I have a 4 here and I have an unknown there. So I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm going to use my side of 3 and my side of 2. So yellow, and then it's going to be the bold line that I'm choosing to use. You could use squiggly, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to go with big, and I'm going to go with small as labels. Hopefully you're noticing a common thing where you use colors and you use big and small or left and right. All right, yellow big is X. Yellow small is 4. Bold line on the big is 3. Bold line on the small is 2. Here, 4 to 2 is times 2, which means 3 to X is times 2. That's 6. 6 is the answer to, man, I hope you can see that when you watch the video. I'm going to be so bummed. That's 6, but it's asking for perimeter, so you have to add those together. 6 and 4 is 10 and 3, so 16 is the perimeter. 16. And I don't have a unit because these don't have units on them, so that's my answer for the bonus.